welcome everyone to Wednesday night local here in Epik Games. This one was recorded yesterday, and we actually had 18 players with top 8. So we are going to see Eric win on the left versus me on the right. Eric is a good buddy of mine. I met him last year, I would say, but you know, super chill dude. I always like playing with him. It's always fun. So anyways, of course, I'm still on branded Dracotail. Man, I gotta tell you, I've had bad luck with this deck today, but we'll go ahead and see Eric start off with an engage to grab Ray. Ray is going to go ahead and tribute herself to summon out Zero, which is going to go ahead and grab another card from the deck, being the Widow Anchor. Now, from here, the matchup versus Striker and Dracotail is super interesting because on one hand, both decks can outgrind each other. However, engine for engine, I want to say that it almost goes in favor to Dracotail. And the only reason why I have this distinction is because I play this matchup in Master Duel quite a bunch. So, that being said, I do believe that it is in favor of Dracotail for the most part post side, 100%. Now here, Ego's Desires banishes 10 to draw 2, and then draws an additional 2 with the, what's his name? The Vision, discarding a Widow Anchor for its effect, and then going double upstart, putting me at 10,000 life points. From here, we are going to see Eric set a few cards, and then he is going to go ahead and pass. Well, not yet, actually. So, okay, yeah. Set 4, pass. Cool. So now, I have to fight against a potential Widow Anchor, potential Lemonist Gate. You know, there's a lot of, like, cards that you have to pay attention to when you're going against Striker. But he also has the Zero pop, right? And it looks like he has 2 copies of Ash Blossom in his hand. So, quite a lot to fight through, but I'm going to try my hardest. So, he discarded Widow Anchor. I go ahead and grab an Urgula. And then I do believe I resolved the effect of Ketu to go ahead and Fusion Summon. So, I'm going to go ahead and... what do I discard? It looks like it's going to be Urgula and Lucius to go ahead and summon out a Arthalion. Chainlink 1 is going to be Arthalion targeting Lucius, and I believe I target Ray. Chainlink 2, Lucius. Chainlink 3, Urgula to go ahead and pop and set, right? Now, I do this because, you know, I'm going to try to bait out some hand traps, right? Or maybe even bait out the Zero. I say hand traps, but I meant his back row. And then from here, everything else resolves after the Widow Anchor hits my Arthalion. So I set Flame off the Urgula, popped the other Widow Anchor. It was just a random pop. And then... oh, it looks like I did not activate the Lucius effect. Yes, I think actually the reason why that occurred was because I drew double Rahu in hand. So, yeah. Double Rahu sucks, because that means I can't just willy-nilly set cards, otherwise I cannot resolve, like, additional effects here. So I go ahead, normal summon Lucius, he does not stop it, and so I go ahead and grab, what do I grab, 5 mana? Or do I grab a different monster? Let's see, looking through, I do grab the 5 mana, right? Might as well have a fusion summon available at all times, and then from here... I go for, I believe, SP Little Knight, because I'm not locked here. So, SP, Chainlink 1, I'm going to target the Ray yet again. Perhaps it was smarter to target the back row, because ultimately, I can't really stop this Ray from coming out, right? So yeah, probably hitting the back row would have been better, and that way, if he responds, I can try to SP Little Knight target the Zero and still force it out, whilst at least removing something from the field here. Then I go Rahu, which gets hit by Ash Blossom, and at that point I'm like, well, I think I will go ahead and scoop it up here, because I have to imagine that he has OTK next turn. Yes, I'm at 10k, but if Striker is able to loop Linkage, and then he has double bodies here, yeah, I feel like I'm cooked. So of course I give him my deck to cut. end phase MST on my flame, and I'm like, yeah, you know, that's probably not good for me, so I might as well just scoop. I could have stayed in the game though. I don't think I had to, but I just wanted to get this over with because I was like, dang it, I couldn't break it. Alright, game number 2. Here I end up starting with a Fallen of the White Dragon, so I'm going to go ahead and pitch the Albion for cost in order to special summon, and then activate the effect to go ahead and summon out Ecclesia. I end up grabbing it from the deck, and then from here, I'm going to go ahead and synchro summon for the Ecclesia and the Dark Dragon, or Black Dragon. From here, I'm going to declare the effect to go ahead and special summon out a spellcaster, that being the Cartesia. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead and Cartesia effect to fusion summon, I believe. No, I go ahead and normal summon Lucius. Yeah, this is a better play because this helps me play around, you know, quote-unquote Imperm Veiler. Not cards that you really see on Striker, honestly, but, you know, you always want to be careful here. So anyways, I do grab the 5 mana with the Lucius, and then how do I proceed here? I end up taking my time here, good lord. So yeah, looks like I will go ahead and fusion summon using Pan, Lucius, and Urgla to go ahead and special summon out the Arthelion. Arthelion effect is going to go ahead and target quite a few cards. I'm going to target the Fallen, a copy of Pan, and I can always add Cartesia back later, Ecclesia rather. So yeah, Pan, Lucius, Fallen, and then Chainlink 2, Chainlink 3, Chainlink 4 is going to be all the Dracotail monsters in order to set. So I'm going to get access to all of my trap cards here if possible, as well as a Fallen and the Virtuous, right? So this is going to work out for me splendidly. So getting all 3 traps. Now, of course, the worry is like what happens if you get hit with like an evenly. Against this matchup specifically, I'm not too worried about it. Plus, you always have to assume that the Dracotail players potentially open up like a Dragon's Mind, right? Which can help play against it. So yeah, go ahead and reveal the rest of my traps one more time because, you know, courtesy, of course. And then I could fusion again, but I opt not to. So I just move to the end phase, activate the effect of Albion after resolving Ecclesia to come back into the field, and then setting the Fallen and the Virtuous. He reads it, although it is a little funny to see him doing so because I'm almost certain he plays it. And then, of course, I add back the Ecclesia from the grave to my hand, and then I pass. So yeah, against Striker, you know, you don't want to just hit everything, right, that they activate. You know, you have to be careful. But on the Desires, I feel like I have to go ahead and, you know, ash that. Now, I'm really considering activating Called by the Grave. I'm sorry, Flame on the Called by. However, I don't want to get countered on my traps with his Ash Blossom, so I opt to just allow it to resolve, and he ends up drawing 2 off the Desire successfully. So 1 and 2, and you see there he does actually draw an Ash Blossom. From here, he's going to go ahead and normal summon out the Ray. I let it go. Ray is going to go ahead and link into the Zero. Zero is going to go ahead and activate the effect to search, which is probably going to get him an engage here. And I chain the Fallen, not the Fallen, the Black Dragon. Here he also ends up chaining Widow Anchor, and I say, yeah, that's good. You know, I could negate with, like, you know, a flame, but I'm not really looking to utilize the effect if unnecessarily so, because my only thing that I would do is I would go for like a Mirror Jade, and I didn't think that it would be worth it necessarily. So here he goes Jamming Wave. Jamming Wave is going to activate to go ahead and pop a set card. So he's going to pop my Sting, and I go ahead and chain. Before I declare targets, he activates Ash, and I'm like, well, that's fine. I'm not going to stop that. I'm just going to go ahead and keep declaring my targets, which are going to be the Ray and the Widow Anchor. And because of Called By, of course, I get to resolve this and draw, which, I mean, I feel pretty good about that. Anyways, here he then pops the Dark Dragon, off of the jamming waves, because the jamming waves doesn't need to pop the set card. It's still the same target. It's not like marksman where it has to actually pop a set. He goes battle phase to attack my Cartesia, and I'm like, yeah, this is honestly fine by me. I'm not uncomfortable with the situation at all. After all, I have Ecclesia in the graveyard, and if I want, I can always summon back out the Cartesia with the Fallen and the Virtuous. That's an effect that I rarely use, but it does come in handy. From here, he's going to go ahead and set 2 cards in the back row. End phase, I believe I go Fallen and the Virtuous to pop the 0. And of course, with no Ray, I don't have to worry about him getting a body back. He thinks about potentially using a card in hand. So he changed Linkage. And, you know, here I'm of course going to go Flame. So that resolves. Now, adding the Albion in the graveyard means that A, I can grab Brand Infusion or Fallen in the Virtuous, and B, after that, grab back my Cartesia, right? So yeah, I go end phase now, resolve both of those effects. What do I add? I add the Fallen and the Virtuous. The list that I'm playing today is, I think, Cotton's build. I wanted to try it out, but honestly, it just didn't work out for me that day. But maybe I just need more testing. Anyways, I have like 10,000 cards in hand. So I start my sequence with Fallen, target the pot. I keep calling her Fallen. She's just on the art, my bad. The Dark Dragon plus Albion. So hit the desires, but of course you can activate Linkage to go for the 0. Chooses not to activate the effect, of course, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. From here, I'm gonna go ahead and what's the next sequence? 5 mana. So I'm gonna use Pan. I'm gonna use. I think I have a Malulu in hand if I remember this correctly. No, I use the Fallen. Do I go? No, there's no way I go for Chaos Star Source here, right? Yeah, no, it doesn't look like it. So I'm gonna use Pan, Lucius, and Fallen, and of course from there he is going to scoop after I tell him, hey, will you scoop if I show you Ghost Bell? And he does. So moving on to game number 3. I wish I had a striker expert, because I couldn't tell you what more he could have done to play through the board, because I've definitely had my board broken by striker before as a Dracotail player, but sometimes it's because they draw a lot, right? Like a lot of good outs going second. Anyways, here though, I'm going to go ahead and have him start. JK, he start out of his own volition, of course. He starts with Engage, goes for the Kagari here, so Chainlink 2, he's going to also reveal Rose, so he's gonna grab back the Engage off of the Kagari, Rose summon out, and then link these two off for a copy of 0, and then 0 is going to go ahead and get him a search. I thought he was going to go Camellia, but I guess Camellia really wouldn't make sense here. So yeah, what is he going to grab? It looks like he is hovering over the Lemnis Gate potentially. Could also be the multi-roll that he is like thinking about there. Looks like he sighted in DDG. I wonder if we're going to see that here. Of course, I know what I saw, but, you know, for no spoilers for those that are watching right now. So after a bit of time contemplating, he is going to go ahead and go for the multi-roll. Now, this is one of those instances where I wish I had Droll Lockbird after the Engage. Now, I do hate Droll Lockbird. I do want that card to be gone, but well, what can I say? When I face Striker, sometimes I just want to see that card. Anyways, he's going to activate the multi-roll, targeting the 0. He's going to declare Chainlink 2 Linkage. Multi-roll works so that it resolves as much as possible, so it doesn't need to send the monster. It says also for the rest of this turn, I believe. So multi-roll will resolve here, and then he summons out Hayate. Now from here, he's looking at his end board. Looks like he has Shared Ride plus a few other cards here. What more is he going to commit to? So it looks like he's going to activate the Engage. That gives him his second spell activated after the activation of multi-roll, in order to grab him a copy of Lemnis Gate. So what do I know in hand? Just the Lemnis Gate at this point, I believe. And then from here, he's going to link off into the Shizuku, I believe. Also, I just realized his Link monsters are ultimate rare, which are gorgeous. So yeah, I'm just going to read the link age just to verify that he can actually summon after, and he can. Those cards are pretty busted, I'm not gonna lie. Sets 2 cards, is that it? It looks like it, yeah. It looks like he's keeping one in hand, which would be the Lemnis Gate, which is a good follow-up for him, so there's no real reason to set it here. Setting the Lemnis Gate, and now end phase, he's going to go ahead and Shizuku, add a card that is not in his graveyard, which is going to be the Link Age. And then he's going to activate the Link Age, sending the Shizuku to make... I believe this is their negate that they also got in the legendary decks. I believe monsters with 2000 or more attack cannot activate their effects on field. So pretty good against Dracotails. After all, if I fusion summon, I cannot activate Arthalion. So yeah, I'm basically praying that I can just play through the back row and hope that he doesn't have much for interruption, but I do top deck the Harpy's Feather Duster. He changed Shared Ride. I asked him if that means he can draw whenever I add, and it does, so I activate Ash Chainlink 3. Chainlink 4, he's going to go Link Age to go ahead and remove the Sky Striker, I believe its name is Amatsu, to go for 0. And then from here, he's going to go ahead and, of course, banish the Link Age just because he had set it up the multi-roll. Then I summon Pankratops, and then I activate Rahu Dracotail. And I know he doesn't have Ash Blossom because he has the Lemnis Gate in hand. I did forget about it, but if this goes through, then likely my actual, like, game is gonna go in my favor. So I'm gonna go ahead, activate Arthalion, targeting the Lucius here to add it back. And then he is not going to chain anything, so yeah, Chainlink 2, Chainlink 3, Pan Lucius to set. He could have chained 0, but like, I don't think he would want to in this setting, because he can always get Ray back off of the Pan. So I forget what I said. I think that was Ketu, and then I said Flame, and I'm going to pop to 0. I don't really care about him having his body back, it's okay. From here, he's going to go ahead and activate the Ray to come back into the field. And now I'm going to go ahead and normal summon Lucius. Lucius affects Search. And I mean, everything at this point in time is just going in my favor. I have a Flame for his Lemnis Gate. You know, well, he has Link Age, right? No, he used the Link Age, right? Because he added Alpha Shikuku. Yeah, so Lemnis Gate is the only card in his hand. And then I go Ketu Dracotail. He controls a monster, right? So if I want, I can fusion summon here. And I think I end up doing so. So I'm going to go ahead and resolve Ketu. Unless I chose not to. Yeah, I guess I chose not to resolve the Ketu here. Cool, cool. I'm looking through my deck. What am I going to make? Because basically, I just need to remove the body to go for game, right? And that's really it. Because I don't have to give him another turn. So I'm just... What am I even calculating here? The play is simple. Just resolve Ketsu here. I mean, yeah, I just make Gulamel. Or I could make Shaoless if I want. So yeah. 5 mana. Fusion summon. I don't know why I didn't fuse with the Ketsu. I guess I was just out of it here. I did wake up relatively early for how late I slept. So, anyways, yeah, I resolved to go ahead and fusion for. Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking about. Maybe oh, actually, I do remember what I was thinking about. I thought Rose would be able to come back if the Ray left the field. That's not the case at all. Yeah, that's not the case at all. But then, so yeah, I go Malulu here. Oh yeah, okay. Now I basically got it. I was worried that he could go Kaina, right? So I was like, I have to like get the Malulu to negate it somehow or another. So he will on resolution get hit with the Malulu negate after I resolve my effect set, which I believe was Sting. And then from there, I can go Shala, shuffle back to in order to go ahead and remove the monster and attack for game. So at this point, it is GG's. And I go into the battle phase and just swing, because Pankratops plus Chalice is 5k, Arthalion makes it 3k. Even if he had more life points, Lucius would settle that. So I end up winning round number 1. Yeah, I mean, I like this matchup a lot. I would play it day in and day out every single time, and I do think that if it's like super skilled Dracotail player versus super skilled like striker, and they both draw like really good engine, Dracotail probably takes it. So I think it was just in my favor regardless. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. We have 6 more rounds to go to, 4 Swiss rounds and top 8, so stay tuned for that. We actually had 18 players this day on Epik, and maybe it was just because it was spring break, but I saw a lot of fresh faces that I haven't seen there in a while, so hopefully we can have bigger and better tournaments. And that reminds me, if you guys are ever in the DFW area and would like to participate in tournaments just like these, please go to Epik Cards and Games, located in Hearst, Texas, on Wednesday nights, Friday nights, and Saturday nights at 7 p.m. We also host Edison, sometimes we host Wind Up format, it just depends, and Genesis, okay? So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.